Okay. All right. So basically, I planned most of this routine for Andrea, because she's always asking me for the Qigong stuff, and she's not here now. So she'd be devastated if she missed it. So we'll leave that for another week. But basically, it's like it takes about 15 minutes to go through this sequence. Okay. So basically the idea I had was that the box splits was very severe last week. So we'll do something a bit more gentle this week, and there's nothing more gentle than Qigong. So we will start with something gentle, but we're going to start with the wrists, which is something that I don't stretch enough, but it's very important to stretch. Okay. So we'll do a basic wrist stretch. Okay. So a couple of basic standing wrist stretches. Okay. So grab your fingers, pull them back, and push your foot. It's like the most basic of martial art wrist stretches. And then you take the wrist down. Okay. And then this one's a bit of fun. Pinky up, grab the top of your hand, and take the little finger as far to your face as you can. We'll do 5 of those, okay? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do all those on the other side. So, grab the fingers. So turn around. Okay, and pinky finger up. Grab the hand, finger towards you. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so we're going to go down to the floor now, because the floor provides the best sort of resistance for your night out. So what you're going to do here is we're going to start off with the pinky finger in, okay? And you start like with your weight over your shoulders, okay? Then you gradually sit back onto your heels as far as you go until you feel tension. Now we're going to hold that there, and then we're going to do a little bit of tension. We're going to push the fingers into the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. See if you can sit a little bit more. And again, if that's as far as you can go, totally fine. But again, push the fingers into the mat. And release. See if you can go a little back a little bit more. Here we go. Fantastic. Okay. So now we're going to turn the thumbs out and the fingers the other way. Okay. So again, you might not be able to turn all the way, but as far as you can turn, and then lean back on the fingers again. Should be able to sit back a little bit more this time. And same thing, fingers into the mat. Release. So you sit back more. Good. Now, put one hand forward and put the other hand over the top. Now, it's a very small movement, so you probably won't be able to see it. But I'm going to try and turn my elbow as far as I can one way, and as far as I can the other way. So we're just going to turn it back and forth. 3, 4, and 5. Then change hands. Fingers go on top. Push right down the middle of the hand. Turn the elbow as far as you can one way and another way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, these next ones might cause issues, so don't put that much weight on it, okay? But basically, the fingers face each other now towards the hands. And again, how much weight you put into your wrist is up to you, but you lean the weight forward this time, putting more weight on it, and you go side to side. So you go to one side, then the other side. If that's too much, just back off, okay? So forward again, over to one side, over the other side. Give your wrist a little bit of a shake, but just experiment now how much more movement you've got. Pull your fingers back, and then roll your palms down. Fingers back, forward, forward, one more time. Okay, that's a nice wrist stretch to start. We're now going to do a little bit of ankle and hip mobility. So from here, bring your feet up and try and sit down. If sitting down like this is awkward, sit on your block. Okay, you've always got your block here. So we're just going to do a couple of movements now to open up the hips. So your knees are in. You can either go in prayer or knuckles together. So push your knees out using the knuckles of prayer. We're going to do 10 of these. Okay, so ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, see if you can take your hands forward onto the floor. Again, if you can't get your hands to the floor, please feel free to put your hands on blocks. We're going to take one arm up as high as we can, and we're going to do 10 circles. Change direction. And then switch. Change direction. Okay, now what we're going to do is you're going to try and put one hand here, and you're going to try and push the other leg out. So it's going to come in, you've got one hand on your knee, and push the leg out. We're going to do 5 one side, 5 the other. Okay, ready? 1. Or you can use your elbow. 2, whichever is more comfortable for you. 3, 4, 5, and switch. So you can push that elbow out and look to the ceiling if you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more in this position. Your hands go forward, your elbows go to the inside of your knee, and you lean your weight forward. Now, if you want to bring your toes off the floor, you can, but that's not really what we're doing. What we're trying to do is just open up our hips by rocking forward. We'll do 5 of these. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, stand up, give your legs a shake. So we're going to go into the yoga thing now. Some people were here last night. I did this routine last night. I'll show you first because you'll be here. Basically, I'm in my plank. I go into my down dog. I take my leg forward into a lunge, and then I twist. From here, I bring my hand back down, and I try and straighten my leg. It doesn't matter if you straighten your leg or not. What is important, though, is that you feel a stretch in the back of your hamstring. And then we'll do it on the other side. Okay, so we're going to do 10 in total, 5 each side. Okay, to start off with your plank, you can go forward to the side, whichever is more comfortable for you. Okay, so raise your hips up, push your heels into the floor. Also, we can lift the leg up high and then bring it through to the outside of the foot. And then twist. Look up at that hand, twist. Put the hand back down. Now try and straighten both legs. And then bend the knee, the turn, and we're going to do on the other side. So lift your hips first. Down dog. Leg up. Swing it through. Twist. And straighten the leg. Bend again and return. So you can't keep up with my pace. Just go at your pace. I'm just going to go from side to side now, and I'll just call up numbers so you can keep a view of where we are. 4. Try and breathe naturally in and out on the movements. Try not to jam yourself into positions or breathe irregularly. 6, 7, and 8, last 2, 10. Fantastic. Stand up. Now we're going to do a bit of balance work with the Warrior 3. Find Warrior 3 challenging. You can always have your blocks here. Feel free to grab pads, whatever you need. Okay. So again, we're going to do a set of 10, 5 each side. Okay. So watch the sequence first. So I'm going to have one leg back now in what's called a crescent lunge or runner's pose. Arms are up. I bring my palms together. Lean forward. Take my arms back. Come up into my Warrior 3. All hands down. And then slow and controlled. Lift the knee through. Arms up. Legs straight. And then I come back into the first position. Okay, so we're going to do 5 on one side, 5 on the other. We'll go nice and slow. If you struggle, just modify as you need to. Okay, so we're here in the second one. Okay, so we're going to take the hands back and lean forward. From here, you're trying to get a straight line from your heel to your head. Now, I'll just show you on the blocks first. So I put my hands on the blocks and come up. When you're confident, you take one arm back, then the other arm back. Hold here for a breath, and then slow and with control, lift up, raise the arms and the knee. Now see if you can straighten the leg, bend it into prayer, and then take the leg back into your crescent and arms up. That was 1. Okay, so palms come down. Lean forward. Now, either hands on blocks will come up in one motion. The important bit is to stay here for a breath, building up strength. And then when you're ready, tip forward, tip up, arms up, knee up, straighten the leg, bend the knee, arms back in, and back down. That's 2. Arms up, breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come up. Bring the knee up. Arms up. Breathe in. Out. Straighten the leg. Bend the knee. Come back. That's 3. 2 more on this side. Ready. Breathe in. Step forward. Warrior 3. Raise the knee. Straighten the leg. Bend the knee. Step back. Last one on this side. Ready. Very good, guys. Change sides. Your one standing leg will be on fire. Okay. Let's work very hard now. Okay. So get your position first. Again, take the first one nice and slow. Breathe in. Breathe out. Step forward. And again, if you want to come up on the blocks first, this first one, come up. One arm back. Other arm back. Hold. Slowly tip up. Straighten the leg. And knee, palms together, step back. That was one. And again, start again. And then tip forward. Up on the one leg. Forward. Then the leg. Then the knee. And step back. That's two. And three. Upright. Straighten. Back. Last two. There we go. Right. Straighten. And that's it. Last one. No legs on fire. Breathe in. Right. Straighten. And okay, well then everyone. One quick thing I want to show you is there is a pose in yoga called eagle pose. Very difficult to do standing. Recently, I learned a way of doing it lying down to practice. Okay. Now, these thick trousers are not good. I didn't think I was going to be doing this today, so I thought it'd be fine. But I might not be able to do it today because these trousers. So if you've got thick trousers on and you can't do it, the reason why maybe you're thick trousers. Okay. So lie on your back, but make sure you can see me. So I'll show you the basic premise. All the basic premise is we are wrapping one leg over the other like a cross. What makes the eagle pose difficult is with my toes, I'm curling them behind my shin. Okay, so that's move one. Then put your hands either cross on either shoulder, or if right leg's over the top, right leg comes underneath, and you link the arms this way. Now all we're going to do is 10 sit-ups in this position. So you crunch up, release. Okay, ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and switch. Right. So because I've got my left leg over the top now, my left arm's going to go under the other arm. Okay, so that's how it works. Ready, and go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more, guys. 10. Well done, everyone. Okay. Now, I promise the next bit of the session is going to be more gentle. But again, that's just a new sequence that I learned that will help you with the ego pose standing. A pose a lot harder standing. So one of the things that people always say is that we stretch too quickly. Yeah. Like one of my ways around it is I say, well, I'm not stretching, I'm flossing. I'm just going through the range of motion. But to hold the stretch, it needs to be done for a minute, which is a long time. So if you find these stretches painful holding them, obviously come out. But this next section now, what I call the floor stretch. Each stretch will be held for a minute. Okay, so you're going to be there a long time. Now, for some people, when they do this quadricep stretch and they go back, puts pressure on their lower back and their knees. So I'm going to show you a couple of variations first. Variation one is I'm sitting here, my hands are back, and then I just lift my hips up. So you can hold it like this if you want. You can also go onto your forearms and do it like that. Or you've got a couple of blocks. And put the blocks behind you and lean on the blocks. We're basically going to do a quadricep stretch and hold it for a minute. Okay? If at any time you're like, ow, 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 this is killing me, just come out of it. Okay? But this quadricep stretch is one that's good. And a good way to build up to this is if you've got a sofa in your house, just come off the sofa and lean your head back on the sofa. Okay? And go for it. So while you're in these stretches, what they always say to do is to reconnect to your breath. Basically, you'll start to think about all the pain, and they'll tell you to try and breathe into those muscles that have tension. So wherever you feel tension, try, I know it sounds really silly, but try and breathe into those particular muscles, those areas of your body to release.
Whoever's got the blue switch, they can have the lights on.
No one's admitting it. I meant to do that. Okay, ready, up again. Okay. Now I know we always do the straddle stretch, but this is a nice little add-on. Again, if you can't sit in straddle with your back straight, feel free to sit on something. Oh, pause that. So this is the little thing that will make your straddle better. Turn your toes backwards, okay? Let's sit up straight, okay? And we're going to hold for a minute. Go for it. So concentrate on activating the muscle, turning the toes back. There you go. But make sure above all your back is straight. はい。Okay, come out of it. So now to balance out that straddle stretch, we're going to do a pigeon stretch for a minute each side. So again, I've taught you guys many different variations of pigeon. Just to quickly go through the various variations. You can stand, you can sit like this, which is 90-90, okay? And obviously you can lean forward. You can take your foot back, okay? You can have hands down, forearms down, head down, or you can balance using the weight to bring you down, okay? But wherever you are, you'll be there for a minute. If you want to move around and change the position slightly, I'm not going to stop you, okay? Basically, you're going to hold this.
Hey.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch sides. and go for it. Okay, and last one I'm going to do is the frog stretch. If the frog stretch is too much for you, just do wide knees, child's pose, okay? So again, many variations of how to hold frog stretch. You can have arms up, standing. Okay. But from now on, we're going to do the frog stretch. Go for it. Okay, and rest. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do some, usually the final 10 minutes of the class is dedicated to what I call some sort of conditioning, but we're going to leave that out because we're on a bit of a more relaxed stretch now. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a lot of stretches you shouldn't do every day. So for example, like the box splits and the front splits and all those things, don't do those every day. Unless you can already do them, because then it's not a stretch for you. But if it's difficult for you, don't strain. The idea is to do stretches, certain stretches you can do every day. These stretches on your back are ones you can do every day. Okay, so we're going to spend a lot longer on these stretches today than I normally would do, because I already picked the theme of the class of more chilled out stretch. Okay, so this time when it's a held pose, because I got a lot of them, we're going to do it for 30 seconds. So the first pose is going to be feet just wider than your hips and let your knees fall in. Okay. You can take your arms out in cactus or out to the side. Okay. And ready, just hold. And we're going to do the opposite stretch of that. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together for a lying butterfly. I think it's called goddess pose, I think. Go for it. Okay, now go back to the first position. This is like a flossing version of those two stretches. So I bring my knees together as I breathe in, and as I breathe out, I let my legs fall out. Obviously, because my feet are wider now, my knees won't get to the floor, but I still go through the motion. This is very good for the lower back, okay? And go for it. So knees touch, and then leg goes behind. Legs go outside. Now, we're going to take one leg out straight, one knee in. For 30 seconds, we're going to do in to out circles. And then next 30 seconds, we do out to in circles, okay? Go for it. Make these circles as big, as small as you like. And change direction, out to in now. And change legs. Into out circles. And start going out to in. This next movement, you're going to take both knees in. You're going to into out circles, into out here. Go for it. And then change direction out to in. And you're going to do a figure four. And either grab the back of your leg or your shin and pull it. Now, either stay still or rock side to side, whichever you feel works for you better. You can take your arms in a T, take the top foot and twist it over to the floor. And look over the other shoulder for a twist. And change across the leg. And let the foot drop over to the side, take arms out the T, and look over the opposite shoulder. Okay, now you grab your ankles, you grab the insides of your feet or the outsides of your feet for happy baby. And again, little fingers just gently rock side to side. You try to pull your shoulders down so as low to the floor as possible. Rock side to side. Now, one of the nice things you can do now is straighten one leg as straight as it can go, bring it back in and straighten the other. And we're going to return to the spinal twist. Take your feet outside, hips width again, arms out like cactus, drop the knees from one side to the other. So windscreen wiper, knees. And we're going to take the feet to one side and let them chill out there. If you can, take your bottom heel over your top knee. Again, look over your opposite shoulder. And switch sides. Okay, and then you're going to put your feet together, lift your hips up, wrap one leg over the top, take your hips over that side of the leg that's over the top, and let your hips twist. If you want to put a block underneath your knee to support it, you can. The other side, lift the hips up, cross the other leg over the top, kick the hips over that side of the leg, and let it drop onto a block or onto the floor. Okay, and sit up. So what we're set up now, for you, a comfortable meditation position. This could be legs like this, if you're more flexible, it could be the leg over the top, and just close your eyes and take some conscious breathing. The way we're going to breathe today is like this. Going to breathe in for 3, hold for 3, and out for 3. And I'm just going to keep increasing the number until we get up to about 7 or 8. Put that. Okay, so breathing in for 3, holding for 3, and then out for 3. All through the nose if you can. So breathing in for 4, holding for 4, out for 4, and in for 5. Again for 6, breathing in for 6, holding for 6, and out for 6. Let's try 7, breathing in for 7, hold for 7, and out for 7. One more time, let's try 8, breathing in for 8, Hold in for 8. And out for 8. Now change across your legs. Another way you can breathe is like this. You take a deep breath in, and then we're going to think about chest or body in 3 sections. So you're going to let a third of the air out, and another third, and a final third. Okay, so we're just going to do about 5 of those. Okay, so deep breath in right to the stomach, and let a third out, let another third out, let everything out. Okay, so everyone's got it now, so just do 5 in your own time. Okay, go for it. One more time. There you go, one. That's 45 minutes. Namaste.